Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and it's Wednesday today. That means that we're stamping through my stash. Now, the idea of stamping through my stash is that when I do this video, I pull a stamp set off the shelf that I has not seen ink before. Now, I have to say, the stamp set that I'm using today has seen ink before, but not in such a long time that I thought it was retired. So the stamp set's called Nature's Harvest, and I was inspired by fellow Canadian demonstrator Marilyn Wagner to make this card. So thank you, Marilyn, for the inspiration. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather. I seem to have picked up a cold on it must have been on the Saturday with the celebrations. Monday I came down with it, like, oh my word. Yesterday I was super sick, and today I'm a little bit on the mend, I think, but yeah, not feeling the best. And then this morning, really, really early in the morning, I got a phone call from my brother, and things are not going well with my mom. So I would appreciate prayers for mom. I might be getting on a plane really soon again. I'm hoping it's a false alarm and that, it's just a nasty flu bug that she has and not her body shutting down. So, yeah. Anyway, let's take a look and see what we're going to do today. So here is the Nature's Harvest stamp, and I'm going to use this big Rudbeckia daisy. So this could be a purple coneflower, it could be a black-eyed Susan, anything in that family would work. So they come in lots of different colors, even white. And what really got me with Marilyn's card is that she used this washi tape. She didn't use the purple, but I think I might throw the purple in. So we'll see. And then I also couldn't copy her card exactly because I didn't have the paper that she does. So I'm going to move all my stuff and slide my grid paper underneath because I'm going to have to do a bit of coloring. And I like to have this here so that you're reminded as to who I am. If you're joining me on YouTube today, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. So I have a black card base that is 4.25 by 11 inches, scored at 5.5. Then I have a piece of basic white, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have two pieces. This one is 2 inches by 5 1/4, and this one is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece here that I'm going to color. I've already die cut it. So the thing I have to decide is, if you look at it, I'm just going to lay the pieces out. So, and I have to decide whether I want the plaid on the bottom or on the top. I'm not sure yet. So I like to play with them first and see how I want it to go. So then that would be like this, and then I'm going to put the washi tape across the middle, and then this is going to go here, and then we're going to put a sentiment over here. Maybe. Not even sure. I might leave it blank and put the sentiment in the and just leave it blank. I like a blank card because then I can use it for anything. I even like it just in black and white without the daisy being colored. So I'm going to leave this one plain. It was so happy to find out when I opened my stamp set I had a bunch of die cuts. So that's what I do when I play with the set. I see I have a thing here that's stamped, a reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others. Got a thank you here. Thank you for everything. That was just blank. Then I have another one, white. This one I'd already colored. And so I've got all kinds of things that are left in here. A die cut from this stamp. So this stamp set does have some pretty amazing dies. It's got a long skinny one for sentiments, and then I took the short one out, but I don't know where it is. So I'll find that one because I need it for my sentiment if I'm going to use it. So let's have a look-see. We're first going to color our daisy. I have Old Olive, so I'm just going to start with Old Olive. I'm going to use the fine tip and just go in along the lines of the leaves. These aren't huge spaces. I find it's hard to actually blend the blends when you have a small space to work with. So I am using the brush tip here of the light Old Olive. Just going in here carefully. You could also stamp this on shimmery white and use watercolor. That would also look nice. And now I'm going to switch to my fine tip because I don't want to go over outside of the lines. So then we can see, we'll put the whole card together and then we'll see whether or not we want a colored flower or a black and white one. So I'm going to use a little bit of pumpkin pie on here. And I'm not sure why, but this is going to be a bit of a fall one. Then I have Daffodil Delight. I'm going with the dark. And just using the pumpkin pie in there just gives you a little bit more of a variation of depth of color. Going over top of the pumpkin pie with my Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to go over the whole thing with, now I'm going to use a fine tip in here. Because these are, like, this is a tiny little flower. And you know what, if you go over your edges a little bit, that's okay. Give yourself a little bit of grace. We don't do that very well. So yeah, I do love this flower. I love them in my garden. They're such an easy flower to grow, and they last for a long time. And you know, when they stop blooming and when they go into seed, don't deadhead them, because the finches and other flowers love, not flowers, other birds love eating those little seeds. So those are a good thing to leave in your garden. A messy garden is a happier place for the birds and the critters and the butterflies. So if you leave those, you'll get more creatures coming to eat. So it's food for them. So I'm thinking I might get a soft suede and do the heads of those flowers. All right, I've got my soft suede. I'm going to do a little bit in here. I'm just going along the bottom, and then I'm going to go over top. Yeah, that looks really nice. So I'm just going over top of the dark, and that just blends it in. It looks really rich. I'm really happy with how that looks. Okay, moving that all out of the way. So what we're going to do now is, oh, I still haven't decided. Okay, so here we have the flower. Do I like that, or do I like this? You know what? I think I like it like this. Don't ask me why, but that's what I'm going to do. I have decided. At first I was thinking to use the green, but I decided to stick with the black and the white. I think that the washi tape will pop more on the black and the white. Marilyn knew what she was doing. And that's just going to go on here. Just kind of look at the top two corners, and if they look similar, then you're good to go. There. It is nice having that little white edge around. This paper is from, I should show you that. It's from the Rustic Harvest, I think it's called. And it's really nice too. It has some beautiful pumpkin paper. Yeah, I'm going to show you before I forget. I just have it sitting here. So the cut pieces are on the top. This is what I used for today's card. I was thinking about this green, and the green has that on the back, so that's all the same paper. Then we have the gourds. It's just beautiful. And you can cut these out as well and use them on a card. I use them for a cute little matchbook treat holder. And this is really nice. You could just cut that and do a whole card front with that. And it's just a really, this is the other side of that paper. And I never even noticed, this one has pine cones on it too. So it's got a bunch of different seasons. Really lovely. If you ever want to make just simple cards, just combine your pattern paper and add a sentiment, and then you're good to go. You know, life doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, so now this is the ribbon I'm going to use. I'm going to put the washi tape on before I put it on my card. Now the hard part is going to find the beginning of this. I'm trying to feel with my finger where it starts. And I'm not. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause my camera so that you guys don't have to be bored out of your mind watching me find the beginning of all of these. Okay, so I do have a little tip. Um, the best way to find out where your washi tape starts is not by feeling with your finger. That didn't seem to work well with me at all. I just held it at a slight angle and I turned it ever so slowly, and you look for that line. And I had the hardest time finding the green one. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start with the green. Do it right up here. So what it does is this looks like ribbon going across, and I'm just eyeballing it, although I could have done it on the grid paper, but I'm looking at the design on my paper there, and then I'm not going to rip it. Washi tape you can rip, but I am going to cut it just so that I have a straight line. So there's the green, and then a way to keep this, I don't have one up here now, but is to just put a bread tag, although I'm thinking even the backing from here, that works. The backing from a dimensional will work just fine. So then you'll be able to find your spot again. Okay. And now we're going to do the orange. I'm just sliding it so that it's even. It's beautiful glitter tape. And you know what? The glitter does not come off. So that's good. It's not messy. That's really amazing to me. I thought that it would be like the glitter would come off. Okay, now the purple, and then we'll do the black. Oh. Trick is to get it, you want it right at even with the other ones. I think that's the hardest thing, is just slowly put it down. I think I have a bit of the shakes. I drank too much coffee this morning. I don't know, what do you do when you have a sore throat? I don't think coffee helps. I usually do tea with honey and lemon, but I didn't have any lemon. So I just drank coffee because I figured coffee would wake me up and maybe give me some energy. There. And now the black. Here. It is quite striking, I have to say. And I would have maybe wrapped it all the way around, but then you don't get that white edge border. There. Now, it's not perfect here. But I'm gonna leave it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now I'm going to put this piece on here. It's looking good, isn't it? And you don't, oh, my phone has gone totally crooked. Sorry about that. I don't know if that affected what you were seeing. There. There we go. That's looking good. And again, we're just going to slide it in place, making sure that our borders are as even as possible. When you've got a black and white contrast, it's quite noticeable if you're crooked. There. And now I want to decide whether I want it like so, or do I want it just black and white? Oh, I do like the black and white. Oh goodness, now that makes for a tough decision, doesn't it? So we have to decide whether we want the card black and white. Let me focus in a little bit on you for you guys. And then Marilyn had also added a bow on the flowers. So here it is in black and white. And I like it a lot. And then here we have it in the color, which is also really nice. But if I did it in color, I wouldn't add the bow. Marilyn had a bow, and it's pretty, but I would not add the bow with this colorful one. And I don't know, let's have a look here. Well, we'll make a bow and then we'll see. And I kind of think I want to make it a double bow. So I'm just going to take a double length and make a bow. So, and then if you pull them a bit separately, then you'll get a fluffier bow. And that looks quite nice. Does add more glitter. Okay, so that's the bow with the black and white flower. Now let's take a look at the bow. Oh, that doesn't look bad either, does it? All right. Well, choices. You can make one of each and go from that. But I'm glad I added the purple. I really do love it. Okay. And now I'm going to make a little, I'm going to find my die and then we'll make a little sentiment. Well, I've rooted around for different sayings and I'm going to go with my original feeling and I'm going to leave it plain and I'm not going to put a sentiment on it. So what we're going to do, and I've decided I really like the black and white, so we're going to add some dimensionals. And you know, sometimes you have a card and you want to send it away, and then and then you go, oh shoot, that just doesn't suit what I wanted to say, and then you have to either take it apart. Now, mind you, it's also not nice when you want to send a card and then it doesn't have a sentiment on it, and you still have to do that. So I get it. You can make an argument with it for both ways. I'm just going to move that over a little bit. Make sure that's centered. I probably should have used some minis here. So we're just popping this up. And I think it's a great card. Thanks again, Marilyn, for the inspiration. So I'm just going to put this here. There. And then the bow is going to go on with the blue dot. And then I'm going to show you that matchbook that I made. And that's a great little treat holder that you can use for Thanksgiving. So I've pushed it on the glue dot. So it's sitting on there. And then just pick it up with your pokey tool. And then you can kind of decide where you want it to go. And I think I want it there. Looks good too. You know what? I'm going to put it down here. So I think that looks really great. I should probably have stamped something in the inside, but I'm not going to right now. This would look nice in the inside, just like this. Look how pretty that is. And then you could just do this to say something. There. Now, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Then it's all set to go. And now I've used both, the colorful and the plain. A little bit of liquid adhesive. And then that die cut, the white one, is just big enough to put your sentiment there. Now I've used up my extra pieces and it feels good and it looks really great on that black background. So that's something different than, oops, that slid around the wrong way. There we have it. Okay, and now the matchbook. See? So it's like this. And I'll show you. So that's the one. And here's the other one. And then it opens up. And see, I have a tea bag. And those are our maple leaf tags. And they come with the tags and with the gems. So this is just a super easy way to put something by everybody's place setting. You could put a Ghirardelli chocolate in there too. So there, I hope that you had an enjoyable time watching this video and that you, maybe play around with what you have laying around. But black and white paper is always beautiful, isn't it? I think so. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, if you live in Canada, I would love to be your demonstrator. And if you're watching me perhaps from Belgium or Ireland, both places, I've been to Belgium. I have not yet been to Ireland. I can't wait to go there someday. And if you are a Stampin' Up! Lover and you're watching this and you want to join the Stampin' Up! Team, you can. October 4th. That's when Stampin' Up! Opens in Ireland and in Belgium. So if you're watching and you know someone in those countries, please share the video with them. I would love to get them started on their stamping journey. So, anyway, have a super day. I'm so glad you joined me today, and happy stamping to you. Bye.